Hi guys, it's me Karen and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be coloring this beautiful page here. This is called Spring Blossom by Mariola Budek. You can find it at her Etsy shop, and today I'm going to do it in the sepia color. When you buy a PDF, you get it in dark black, light gray, and the sepia color. Today I'm going to color it in that one. If you'd like to see what the other ones look like, I'll bring those out. That's the dark, and that's the light. So you can see the differences there, light, dark, and the sepia tone. So you can color it in any way you want. This is printed on just some cardstock. Here we go. This is the one that we had at my Fred Meyer. So this is Paper Accents 150 sheet premium cardstock paper, 8.5 by 11, whatever they are in millimeters, bright white, 110 pound cardstock. So that's the paper. It's new to my store, and well, you know, can't be too picky. So I'm gonna do this in two mediums. The skin tone is what I'm after here. We're gonna do it in some luminance and pan pastels. So I'm gonna put a little luminance down first, and then we will get the pastel coating down after that. And I don't know if I mentioned, you can get this at Mariola Budek's art on her Etsy page. I will leave a link down below for that. I will also be leaving a link down below on all the colored pencils I use. I will try to show them while I'm coloring with them and tell you what their names, but sometimes these are really hard to read because it's tiny print, and just up here in the top corner you have to roll it around, so it's really not that easy for you to see. So I will try to do both. I'm going to get the camera down a little bit and I will start coloring. Okay, the first one I'm going to use is Burnt Ochre, and that's 872, and it's the lightest color. I'm going to start on her face up here. And just get some color down on her. This is very light touch. So how are you all doing? Hope everybody is well. Light source on this looks to be from this side over, because the back of her shoulder is lighter than the front of her arm, and this is the darker of the face. So this side's going to be a touch darker, and the shoulder arm here is going to be dark, along with, say, the back side here and underneath her hand, if you're curious on a light source. I usually am not the best at light sourcing. I just kind of color it the way I like, I should say. Sounds kind of silly, but I'll see a side and go, well, that just looks like it should be this color. The drawing here actually has the shaded areas for you, and it's shaded lighter on this side than it is on the opposite side. So that's why we're going to be coloring it in that direction. If it was just a straight line, you'd have to probably pick a better light source, but since we have the quote-unquote gray scaling here, which is the sepia scaling, I guess, but it is a grayscale picture, you will just follow the kind of given lines here as your shadows, which makes it quite easy. I shouldn't say easy, I should just say a little less work for you to do, because you have the colors down and shaded for you already. There are a few shading spots you'll have to put in yourself, like deciding where the nose should be. There's a few little lines, but some you're going to have to add yourself, and then you'll just darken them. See, she's got shadows there, she's got shadows on her nose here, and of course her nose is going to have a tip to it. And you have the side nostrils here, and you can shade those up, and then just use a darker color. You have a little shading here. I mean, it's there, so you just look and find it and add it. This is going to have a little shadow on it here, not as much as the other side, but we'll put it in. Then you're going to have a high cheek area here and here, so you can shade in a little bit down below that. It's just like on your own face. That's where you would put your contour line if you do contouring on your face, makeup wise. And then your blush would go up here on the top of your cheek. So boom. Just think of it about with the pencils as putting makeup down on your face. It's probably why most of mine are a little more paler than some other skin tones. I don't wear much makeup. Okay, and this is the lightest color here, so it's basically just putting down some color instead of having the white, bright white page. Just need a little chin under there too, around her finger, down around her wrist. There's a little knuckle up here we can put it on. Come down this side of the wrist. I do like to put my shading down with the lightest pencil first, and then go back into it with the darker pencils, just because if I don't like it when I'm putting it down with the light, it's okay. I can cover it up or just use it as a base coat. On the Luminance pencils. Some pencils are different. Well, I shouldn't say some. All pencils are different. You just kind of have to play with your pencils and figure out which ones do best in what order. Some pencils I have will actually work better going the other direction. Now she has some kind of clothing here, and it kind of looks like a nice flowy sheer fabric. I'm just going to draw down a piece of her back here. I'm going to make it the same color as the skin tone that I'm using up above. Try to keep it just a hair lighter, but not much. I'm going to go over that area with a white pencil, so that will lighten that up anyway. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. And she probably has some skin down over here too. We'll just give the illusion of it over there. Okay. There's going to be lots of layering here and pan pastels, so we're not going to worry about too much on the lining. I'm just laying color down. But the elbow kind of has a little divot on that side. Then you have a little arm coming down here, so there's going to be a shadow there. And all that is hair. Okay. And we'll put some color in her lips too as a base coat. Okay. Now we're going in with a little darker color. So this one is brown ochre. I should probably put these in order so I can write them down in order in the description box. Wouldn't that be nice? So we're just going to go over the same areas that we just went on and darken up some of those shadows. Just light coverage. Just basically going over everything all the way down and getting these areas just a little bit darker. Putting in shadows where you want them. This is a scratchier pencil. Makes more noise. Hope this is all in camera. It's a pretty big picture here, so I left the camera up a little higher. So what are you all coloring? Anything fun? Joining any of the color alongs that are going on? I'm kind of out of touch on that kind of thing. And up here in between the leaves and such, you have to kind of find your little pieces of skin. I have to kind of get a little closer to do that. Okay. Now we're going to go in with burnt sienna, 50%. And we're going to go around in the same areas. This is going to be a really light touch. It's got a little more red in it, so we will kind of add those in a redder area that we want. Add on some eye makeup, maybe. Sorry, I'm quiet. Need to figure out where I put all these colors. There. Okay. Now we're going to go in with an even darker color, and that's burnt sienna. Hold on a second. Okay, we're back. And we're going to add in a little of this. What did I say it was? Burnt sienna. Going over the same old areas. We've been watching, I guess, movies a lot lately. I don't watch TV, so for me to sit down and watch a movie takes a lot. Okay, there we are with that one. We're going to throw a little bit of, what is this one? I can't remember. Ultramarine Pink in here. I'm going to put some up here by her face, or cheeky area, just a little bit. Kind of add it around. Cut back some of that orange color we're getting here. Okay, so that kind of gives us our depth I'm looking for. Going to add in a little bit of, this is Cassel Earth. This is another scratchy type pencil. I'm going to really darken up this side a little bit more. Okay, then we're going to go back and get burnt sienna. Just kind of highlight the eyelids a little bit. Back in with, this is the burnt sienna 50%. And then we're going to go in with, nope, not that one. The buff titanium here. I'm going to turn the page, sorry. Going to blend that in a little bit better. Kind of soften that look. Okay. We're just going to pull this down a little. Same color. And to bring it in all over the face. Kind of softening up those edges at all. Then we're going to bring in some pastels. Okay, so that's just kind of giving me an idea of where I want to put my color. Then we'll get out the pastels here and some tools. I have to give a shout out to Kenny, who helped me out here a little bit and got me some extra things to use in my pan pastels. So the cool little sponge here I have not had before. Got me some more little, I call them booties that go on the tools. And then this new little tool here. It's a little dirty, but it's a little handle, and then these little dudes snap in and out and you can change them. So she got me that. I've been dying to try them out, other than, you know, try them out on a piece of paper, but I want to see how they work. So this is the Pen Pastel Skin Tone set. It's not the portrait set, it's just the skin tone set, and this is what you get. The blender here, then you get the light tones, and then they get into darker and a yellow tone here. I will leave the names of those down below. Today I will be using the blender, this one, and possibly a little bit of this one. I don't know about that one. We will find out. A little spongy. And our applicator. So we're going to put some of this, see if I can't do this with both of them here. This lighter color here, we're going to put it on the little sponge. And then I'm just going to grab in some of that blending color. Rub it off a little bit, and then we're just going to kind of lay it down, because it's going to be the softest skin tone color you can get out of there. I'm just going to put it on all over so we don't have any white paper. It's okay if you get it in the hair or something, because you can erase this before you set it. So if you, excuse me for just a second. A little frog in my throat. If you take it from here and you just put it down, I'll say right here, I'm going to do it, and it gets really dark, just go in with your white blending, go on the edge of that, and it'll just blend it right out for you. It's a nice set to have. It's a little less expensive than the portrait set, and the portrait set gives you a bunch of different colors, but this one will get you by. I've enjoyed using it. Okay, we're just going to go around it, and like I said, it's okay if you go through the little flowers and such. You can always use your eraser, or, you know, depending on what you want to do with those flowers. You can color them in totally or use them as like a tattoo. Could be, you know, just like outlining of a tattoo here, or you can use it as a full-on tattoo. These are vines that are going around down here, so okay, add some up here. And then up here in her face. Take a little of that darkest color and add it in here where we have a shadow. Okay, I'm going to find my little fluffy brush. Hopefully get off some of this chalk. Alright, and we're going to use this little guy here, and we're going to go into the, I believe that's burnt sienna, just to add a little on our eyes. Down on her cheek on this side, a little here too. Then just get some of the blender and blend it up. And dust it out. And like I said, if you don't like it or it got too dark, you can just bring in one of your erasers and erase something like maybe you got a little dark over it. This is just a cheap eraser. I just could make sure I don't put color down on here. Didn't like that, you could erase that part. If you thought this was a little too dark or too covered, you can erase that. So there's always fixing quickly on this before you set it. Pull it out of the hair, so if you have any coloring in here, you can pull it out. Just run the eraser around there. If you got it in your leaves that you want uncovered, just take it out. If you don't want it so bright in here, you can actually erase some of that also. Just you know, have fun with it, play around with it till you like the look of it. Put some more here, put some more there. I'm gonna dab a little of the dark and stick it right under here. Darken that up a little bit. Add a little of that inner lips. Okay, what I'm going to do is pause it now. I'm going to go down and spray this. Make sure it's all covered. And then when we come back, we will play a little bit more with the pencils. Okay, so I'll be back in a minute. Okay, we're back and she's all sprayed. And I'm going to move the camera down a little so I can get a little closer. And we're going to do some details on her face here. Just because I want to. Put it that way. I'll just get the camera. Okay. I've got the lights on and I notice you can see a line here if you're looking in the camera. And if I tilt that, it's not there. So I don't know if that pencil is just shining there. I cannot get it to go away, so it's not there from what I can see. So I'll just tilt it this way. I'm going to go in with the colors we were using. The Cassel Earth was the last one we used, so I'm going to bring in the Burnt Sienna 69. And I'm just going to darken her eyes here a little bit on both sides. And I'm going to add some of this into her lips. So we do have just some color in here. I don't know what color I'm doing the flower, so I'm just going to add a little of that in there. Okay. We're also going to darken up her eye lashes and such. So I'm just going to bring in a black. This is a Prismacolor black 935. And we're just going to go over where they should be black. Okay. And add in her eyelashes. again, since the pastel took some of those out. Go on that line you just put down and draw some out here. Different lengths, different angles, just because eyelashes are. And then we have a little bit better eye looking there. And we're going to darken in her mouth down in the center here, just to give her a little more depth there. We're also going to darken right in this crease here a little bit, and in here. Because there is a shadow there. Bring those lines back. So just lightly working on those areas that need just a little more darkness that the pastel was not giving it. Okay. Play around with that. Gonna go in with a little burnt sienna 50%. Just add a little bit of that on the eye too. If any place needs to be darkened up, you can add that. That's the nice thing about the pen pastels. You can go over what you put down after you've used a fixative on it. I use the workable fixative. Got that off of Amazon. So we're just going to add a little bit more color in here. Just wherever you think it needs it. Then you can bring in any of your lighter tones, just going back and forth. This is the burnt ochre 10%, the lightest color I probably used at the beginning. Anyway, you just keep playing until you like your colors. I keep saying that, but it's true. You can do this for hours. At least I can. I just play. And then if you want any spots lighter, you can bring in the white Prismacolor. And that's what I'm going to do down here. This is the outfit she's wearing, and I did draw a straight line through here, and I'm just going to take the Prisma white and go over that, and that automatically lightens it up. Lighter where you want the fabric lighter. And then it'll be a sheer outfit, and you can help that out by putting a little Posca on the lines. So I'm just going to take the white Posca and draw it right up, right down on all of those lines, right over the skin, and bring it up. Then you can fudge it a line if you didn't see one and want one there. And you can also bring it in with your hand and blend that out a little bit. And get a little more white in there. And then that gives you more of a sheer kind of fabric coming down. Which is neat. Okay. I think if there's anything else I want to do to her skin here. Get that pen out of the way. I mean, if you look at it, I think she looks okay. I probably will pick at it here and there. It's an awful lot of white up here, so I'm just bringing in the lightest color I used, the burnt ochre 10%. And darken up that knuckle a little bit. And there'll be places that I forgot to put a little color, so I'll probably do that while I'm staring at it. Ooh, there should be color there. But I'm going to call that for this video. So we've done her skin. And then we'll come back and do her hair and her flowers in the next video. So she looks a little different. It's because I'm doing this stuff. I like that little white line there, so I'll bring in the buff titanium there. Just accent that a little more. Highlight her shoulder. You can use that down in her outfit too. And anywhere you want to highlight if it got too dark. Just softens up everything. Anyway, there we go. And then we will come back and do part 2. And I will do, like I said, her hair and probably all her flowers. Well, it all depends on how long it takes me to do her hair. And I want to put a background on her too, so I'll be doing that with this dressing. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Let you see what it looks like without all the blaring lights on it. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you are all staying safe and well in your homes. Soon we're all here in the same position. So take care, everyone. Bye now.